G'day folks, this is Sim and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. So, we need to worry about some essential things, and those things are going to be a fire pit, because we need some way of cooking, and that's the recipe for a fire pit, so we'll craft that up. Now, it's worth noting that once you know a recipe for something, some things the recipes are given to you, other things such as a hunting knife, for example, we're not actually getting a recipe for at the moment, and the reason for that is that you need to find the recipe. So I found that book before, and if I read that book it unlocks a recipe for the hunting knife, and you can see that that's pretty easy to make. However, it's not a weapon that I like to use because I don't find that the damage is that great compared to some of the very early starting weapons, so I normally don't worry about it. Now, the other thing that we need to deal with is we need to deal with food, but we don't really want to attract too much attention at the moment cooking, but we do have some things that we need to take care of. So I need to get this fire pit down, and I also need to check quickly what's around here on the roof, such as those very important short iron pipes, in case there's something worthwhile up here that could actually be useful for what we're doing right now. So I want to stay low and away from the edge. Okay, that cloth fibre will probably come in handy. What else is around here? Oh, there's a bird's nest, but it's empty. Got another bird's nest over here from the looks of things. Yep, with a few more feathers, and you can never have too many feathers. And plank and cloth, and that just about covers it. Now at the moment we are literally, well, not literally but almost literally naked, so all we've got basically is our backpack and some underwear. Very nice underwear, by the way. So we're going to need to either find or make some clothing and some armor up as quickly as we can. But right now we are chock-a-block. The sun is coming up, so we're reaching the next day. So what I need to do is I need to craft up some chests, and that's your chest recipe there. And it does need to be in that position. If you put it anywhere else you won't get what you want. So we'll craft up those chests. Oh, I missed one. Try that again. And let's have a look at the loot that we have managed to pick up along the way. So we'll throw the chests over here for now. Keep everything together. Alright, so brass doorknobs are scrap, which we use for scrap brass. Empty cans have a few uses, and they can also be made into scrap iron. And then you've got scrap lead and fishing weights, which can be made into scrap lead. Bullet casings can also be made into scrap brass, but right now, in fact, let's just do this while we're here. If we go back in, we take the doorknob and we place it in there, you can see that we're going to get 4 scrap brass out of that. And we can melt that down later on for brass, for making things that we need, like bullet casings. Okay, now what else? We've got some iron fragments, we'll leave them over there. And as far as scrap's concerned, it pretty much covers it for now. This chest here we'll use for miscellaneous bits and pieces, so things like hubcaps, which we can use later in the game to make mines, nails. This cornmeal's actually food. Short iron pipe we're going to keep because they're fairly important. Paper and books, which can be converted into paper, are very important. The medical supplies we'll throw on the ground because we're an idiot. We said we're keeping all of those. Food, oil barrels are important. The maple seeds can go in here, and that can go there. And let's pick that up wherever it went. Oi. Where did that go? Why can't I? Did I pick that back up or not? Oh, I did. Good. Okay, and this last chest here we're going to use for food and medical supplies. So the cat food if things get really desperate. The mouldy bread is used to make antibiotics, but we also need something called potassium nitrate, which we can only mine. So it's not going to be that useful to us right now, but it is going to become important later on. What else? Let's throw this shotgun stock into there as well. Now, something else that's very important. You want to be, no, not there. Yeah, there. You want to be searching all of the air conditioners you can find for these short iron pipes. Firstly, they're necessary to make a grill for cooking on. You need pots and grills to cook various things, and you need 9 of these short iron pipes to make one of these grills. The other thing that you need them for is that you can break them down into metal strips, and one pipe gives you 5 strips. 5 strips gives you 10 points of repair per strip. So for example, that shovel has got durability of 500. We could repair that up with 50 points with those metal strips if we wanted to do that right now. We're going to hold on to these though because the shovel's not critical at the moment. Actually the eggs can go in here because they will be food. Now the other really important thing we need to focus on right now is cotton. Cotton can be crafted into cloth. We've already got 6 down here. Cloth we can use. We need 6 of them to make the sleeping bag. Which will allow us to set our spawn. We don't need the second hunting knife book. We can also use the cloth to make some boots. They're nothing special, but they're better than nothing. And we can also use it to make up some simple bandages to deal with bleeding. And I definitely do want to grab a few of those. Okay, now the grass fibers, the golden rod. We're going to get to that. That's also going to go into the food chest because that has a very important use later on in the piece. And let's get these boots on our girl so at least she's not completely naked, or she's not barefoot and naked anyway. Did we check this body over here? I think we did. Yeah, we did. Alright, so we want to get our sleeping bag down, because with that we can set our spawn. So now if we have a look at the map, we've got a little house symbol here which we can use to navigate back here, and we can choose to spawn here when we die instead of somewhere up around here where we originally spawned. So that's important. Now there's one more thing which we want to focus on. If we have a look at that rabbit, you'll see that that rabbit has a smell range. If it's in your bag, it's 20 meters. If it's on your belt, then it's 60 meters. So it will attract zombies from all over and they will come looking. If you eat it as it is, it's going to probably make you sick. It's going to give you food poisoning. However, if we grab it quickly and throw it into the fire with a stick, we can get charred rabbit. And we need a plank. That was too slow, so we need a couple of planks. to cook that up. And now we've got some charred rabbit, which also smells, so we need to eat it quickly, because you'll notice I'm getting these notes to say that I am sensed. That means that they know that there's something over here, but they're not sure what. They can't see me, so they're not hunting me, but they are attracted in this direction. And they will eventually get bored, but right now they are probably curious, and they will probably start breaking things to get close to this area until they get bored and move away. Alright, we'll throw that book in there for now. It's not much good for anything else. What we need to do is we need to start scouting and looting, and before we do that we need a weapon. So we spent all of that time earlier working our way to be able to make all of these crossbow bolts, but they're not much good to us if we don't actually have a crossbow. So to make a crossbow, you're going to need a couple more plant fibers, and you need the recipe. Crossbow is a free recipe, so you get it early in the game. Plant fibers plus sticks in this pattern gives you a crossbow. So we can craft that one up. It's going to take us about 10 seconds. And it's also worth noting that the crossbow itself does have a durability, and it's repaired with sticks. So you put it into your crafting grid with some sticks to repair it as it takes damage. But now we're in a position where we can hopefully thin the herd. Particularly now that we're unsensed, we want to have a look around. Now we've got those guys way over there who aren't really a problem, but if they wander over here they could be. So let's see if we can pull off a long range shot if they stay still for long enough. Oh, it might help if I loaded the thing. Fiddly on the mouse. Okay, we got him. I would like to get that other guy. If I can get a shot on him. Oh, that was lucky. Alright, so now let's get down here. And the first thing that we want to do is get back in here. We want to do a quick scan around, see whether there's anything down here that's worth grabbing. Okay, she heard me, so let's go in here. The other thing that we want to do is we want to get some water. Now, toilets are a water source. A fairly disgusting, gross water source, but they are a water source after all. And what we can do is we can bottle the water and we get bottled murky water. Now if we drink that, we're going to get dysentery, diarrhea. There are a couple of ways to cure that, but the best thing that we can do is purify the water by boiling it. And that's what we're going to do as soon as we get the chance. Now, we checked that medicine there. We didn't check these lockers, so alright, well look at that. We've got a baseball cap, we've got some pants, and a little bit of paper. So let's get this girl styled up. Here we go, looking better already. Now, is there anything else lying around here? Nope. But I do know for a fact that there was a car out the front here. Okay, now that aspirin is one of the ways of healing yourself in game. So we're going to pop that down there. Now the problem with the aspirin is that it actually dehydrates you a little bit. So I don't really want to take it just yet until I get some more water. Nothing in that car. We definitely want these oil barrels because we don't want things exploding around us, and we want the fuel that they will give us. There's a backpack here. Come on, give us something nice. Okay, a bolt for a hunting rifle, green skull cap, and 2 more glass jars. So we can get some more water. Let's check this car here. Okay, well, another shovel is kind of alright, but we've already got one. Durability on this one's a little bit better. The air filters can be broken down for scrap, or they can also be used to make landmines, so that's worth remembering. It looks like we managed to draw a large number of the zombies out of town last night, so there's not a lot around here to bother us. Now there was something that was wandering around. There she is. Oh, what did that hit? Try again. Excellent. Stealth kills don't attract attention, so you really want to get as many of them as you can. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to get into this building here. And it looks like this is all boarded up. If we come slowly around the front, okay, we've got a guy who's right there. Let's take him out. I can hear something else. I'm not sure where it is. Something senses me. Possibly up on the roof. I want to check this guy because we get animal fat from him, which is very important. We also get painkillers. This guy's spotted us, so we're going to take him out now. They are really hard to hit with a crossbow, by the way, because of the way they bob up and down. Alright, we're going to go up here and we're going to go through this window. Can we get this guy over here? Nope, but he didn't see us. So let's break this. And what we're going to do is, I've got these planks. So what I want to do is I want to craft up a whole bunch of those frames. So now that we know the recipe, you'll notice that it's green. So I can just click on it multiple times, or I can shift click and say make everything that you can with what was ever in my inventory. I'm going to craft up these wooden frames, and there's a couple of reasons why we use the frames. Firstly, they're upgradable, so they do make a fairly decent defense later on in the piece, but when they're in this state here, they'll block access to something. They have to be broken, but you can pick them up again just by hitting the E key. So let's start having a look around this place, and straight away we've got beer, which is great, and we've got more water, which we really needed because it was clean water. Let's check this filing cabinet as well, and let's head in here, and you'll see this is Working Stiff's Tools. This is actually a abandoned hardware store, and it is an awesome find early in the game because, well, that one didn't, but these chests have a lot of good equipment in the game that you would normally need to put quite a bit of effort in to be able to make up. So we'll search the normal stuff first because we do have one issue to deal with here, and that is the fact that not all of these chests we can get into straight away. Some of them we have to break. So what I'm going to do is, I've got all of these frames now, which I'll put down here. I still don't want to take that aspirin unless I'm forced to, so in fact we'll keep them on the bar. The chicken ration will also dehydrate me, and I'm still low, so I don't really want to drink if I can avoid it, or eat if I can avoid it. But what I do want to do is I want to get a couple more planks, and make up another chest, because we're probably going to need this depending upon what we find in here. We're not going to be able to carry everything straight away. So now that we've done that, we're going to pick our best axe and we're going to break our way through this thing here. Oops. Hopefully we won't attract too much attention. It'll take a little while when we're using a stone axe, unfortunately. But there's a very good chance that we may find what we need to speed up this whole process. So now that it's broken, we get the Working Stiff Tools logo on it, and we got a hoe and 2 hard metal doors. Now that's actually a pretty good score, because they take a bit of work to make, so they're going to come in handy for base defenses. Alright, so brass trophy and the book. I'm not going to worry too much about the brass trophy right now. I don't really desperately need brass. What I do need is to see whether there are any more of these chests that we can open. Oh, I didn't want that bone. And it sounds to me like we've got somebody inside there behind this. So that one there, yeah. Right there. Can we hit him? Yeah, we can. Okay, that was lucky. Alright, so this has already been half broken down, so I think I'm going to break my way through the side here instead of working on that door, which is going to take forever. Now this is still going to take some time, unfortunately. But we are undetected at the moment, which is a good thing. So what I might do, because I've got to get through the bottom layer as well to be able to get in here, is I might actually cut out for a second and come back once I've finished. Okay folks, so I've broken my way in here and I've actually spent a little bit of time cracking the seals on most of these crates just to save you having to put up with it. But while we're in here, we've got a filing cabinet which has just got some plain books in it. Let's put this storage crate down here somewhere, and let's just unload the miscellaneous stuff in here for now, the stuff that's not that critical. We'll get those frames on the bar. I've broken both of my stone axes in the process here. Okay, the books and the... Get in there! The trophies. The gardening hoe we're going to hold on to. Glass jars we want to hold on to. Cloth. The normal water. Now it is getting a little late. Will you please stop doing that, game? I'm starting to get shirted off. Alright, so let's check the safe first, and it's going to take a little bit of time, unfortunately, and we're stuck here while we do this. You're looking at about 30 odd seconds to open a wall safe, even longer when you find a gun safe in the game. We're almost there, and hopefully there'll be something nice in here, fingers crossed. Okay, so Magnum frame. Now the Magnum is something that you can only find the parts for, you can't make them. However, a shotgun pump, shotgun barrel, and a pistol receiver and reloading weekly is all awesome. Now the reloading weekly book, that one teaches us how to craft shotgun shells. So that's going to be really important if we've actually got a shotgun. So we'll read that one up, and let's start checking these crates out before it gets too dark. Okay, that's a rip-off. That's also a rip-off. Okay, rebar frames, that's not too shabby. They are really good building material. Oh, the chainsaw is awesome. Noisy as all heck, but it's actually a pretty good melee weapon if you're forced to. but more importantly, it tears through trees really quickly. Now that's something you can't make, you can only find that, and we need the fuel to actually be able to open it. Alright, now unfortunately we haven't found any good tools, which really sucks, because that's normally what you find in these crates. So I'm going to be forced, like it or not, to make up another stone axe. Actually, I'm going to need a plant fiber first. This is a bit depressing, to be honest, to open those crates and get nothing out of them. But the chainsaw almost offsets that, so let's do this quickly because we are running out of time. Okay, this may turn into some serious frustration. This many crates without a pickaxe or a fire axe is depressing, to say the least. Shovels. Great. Okay, so yeah. You can imagine I'm probably a little annoyed right now. We really need a pickaxe, and we really need a fire axe, and we're running out of crates rapidly. Planks. Nice, but planks are easy to get. I think we've only got 1 or 2 crates left in here now. Hopefully the game gods will smile down on us and give us something good, or 2 empty crates. Weapon repair kit, also handy, but we don't actually have a weapon at the moment. And this is the last crate. And yeah, not happy, Jan. Not freaking happy at all. The fact that we got absolutely nothing out of this hardware store except for the chainsaw is really quite depressing. Because the chainsaw, yeah, it's nice, there is no question about that, but it's not game breaking at this time of the game. What we really needed was a decent bloody tool, because it's just too slow and clunky to be using the wooden one this early in the piece. It takes too long, particularly when we have to deal with the fact that most of the houses now are boarded up everywhere to a stupid extent. And I'll say this now to the devs, you've gone too bloody far. Alright, it's fine to have the doors boarded up. It's fine to have a couple of important rooms inside boarded up. But boarding up every single room in each house is overkill. Alright, it's not a good idea. It doesn't make for good gameplay. It's not enjoyable. You're taking your risks anyway when you're breaking your way into houses and when you're breaking your way into rooms that are likely to have good drops. But you don't need... I'll show you what I'm talking about. We've still got a little bit of daylight left. We'll get around behind this house here while it's still quiet. Alright. And yeah, okay, we've got a door here that's already fairly broken, so it shouldn't take us too long to break in. Alright. Now this is a fairly easy door. A lot of the doors take a lot more work than this to get in, and you can imagine what it's like with a stone pickaxe at this stage of the game. Alright, but now we come in here. We have to break both of those. We can't crawl underneath here when we're crouched, it won't let us. Right? That one is also, we can't jump over that to get into here. I need to put something in here to block this so that nothing sneaks in on me. So yeah, so I literally have to break my way through all of these at this insanely boring pace. Alright, that room in there, same thing. Alright, I don't need hats. Don't need to be hitting that either. The bandana, I suppose, would be nice. The books, well, I've already put books away in that chest over there, in that pitiful excuse for a hardware store. So let's put the bandana on. And while we're at it, we've got excess wrenches here, so let's break them down. Oh, did you see me, did you? Somebody's trying to break their way in. I'm undetected, but they're obviously around here. See? This is not fun. Alright, and I can't make the tools that I need until I get a forge. And to get a forge, I need to find a book that teaches me how to make forges. And to do that, I need to loot houses. And to loot houses, I need to break my way through an interminable number of interior rooms that are boarded up. I also need to find a pot for cooking. But right now it's 8 o'clock. And there's the pot that I needed. And I'll take that glass jar. And I'm about to start suffering from dehydration, so we're going to drink everything that we can here. We're going to eat that chicken ration now that we're hydrated. And we are going to run. Oh, okay, we've got a... Oh dear. Oh, I'm stunned too. Oh, shit. Okay, we need to get up and we need to run fast. I didn't realise we had a horde roaming past. Let's get around the corner here, hunker down, and we should hopefully be able to get up here and out of sight and block this area off. So now that we've done that, unfortunately I'm not able to get the extra water that I wanted to get, which is a bit of a pain. I do have a cooking pot though, which is really good. So what we'll do is we'll take the stick out of there and we'll throw the cookware into there for now. And this murky water, we can cook that up with a few planks and get some fresh drinking water. In the meantime though, what I'm going to do is unload this extra stuff. What we do want to do is, now that that water is done, we're just going to get around here. So bottled water gives you an instant boost of 20 stamina and it hydrates you by 20. However, if we take the bottled water and we add it to goldenrod, we get goldenrod tea. And that's going to take 2 minutes to cook, so we'll just throw a log in there. Alright, and we better turn on the cooking button, otherwise we could be in problems. We've also got some animal fat that we could be cooking up, and I might throw that in there as well. But let's just get one of these goldenrod teas out of here. Shouldn't take too long, and then we're probably going to have to call it a night. everything that I need to put away. Yep, that's pretty much it. So there we go. Goldenrod tea, you can see here, gives you a 40 plus stamina boost. It hydrates you by 40. It cures dysentery, and it also puts you out if you're on fire. But there's something also very, very important about goldenrod tea, and that is that it's healthy. So at the moment, if we go and have a look at our character, we can see that our wellness is currently at 99. We've actually lost one. You start with a wellness of 100, and the wellness also determines your maximum health. So if I take these painkillers now, I'll get a little healing debuff going, and my health will slowly increase. I think it's about 25 points. I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but if you watch it very carefully, you'll see that there is a slight increase in my health bar. But health is not the same as wellness. So wellness determines your maximum health, and goldenrod tea increases your wellness. It's only by 1 point, but if you're using it to hydrate with, then it's going to slowly work your health up to a better level. And you can actually get your wellness level up to 200 in this game, which means that you can certainly survive a lot more damage. One thing to be aware of is there is a distinct penalty in the game for dying. You'll take a hit to your wellness of 10 points when you respawn, and on top of that you respawn with low food, low water, and generally low health. So yeah, you really don't want to die if you can avoid it. Alright, so I need to do some tidying up. Let's check the remainder. They're all cooked up. What I'll do is I'll toss them down on there, and I'll get some more water in the morning and make up some more. This animal fat though is also very important, because we can cook the animal fat. We're going to need to throw a few extra planks in here. Get the timer up. Animal fat makes tallow, and tallow is used to make torches and my favourite lighting source, candles. So if we go into the crafting grid, and if we take the grass, in fact we're going to need 8 of them because we've got 8 tallow, and we craft it into plant fibres. Only take a few seconds, so we'll wait it out. Alright, plant fibres plus tallow gives you a candle, and like a torch you can carry it around and it will light up the immediate area, which also means that you become more obvious, but they can also be used to stop despawn issues occurring with or spawn issues occurring with zombies, because zombies can actually spawn very close to you if you're unlucky, but as long as the area is lit, then you're generally okay. So what we're going to do is we'll wait for that last one to cook up. We'll take that piece of wood back because we don't need to burn it. Anything that you leave in here will just keep burning. Be aware of that. You can tear through your wood and your coal supplies very quickly if you don't pay attention. So we want those plus the remainder of the tallow. Craft up these candles. And what we'll do is we'll get some light down up here so that we can see a little bit better, and as long as we stay back from the edge we should be okay. Is that too far? Yeah, it is. Let's grab that, put that there instead. We'll put one down about here, another one over here, and as I said, these don't actually attract zombies. They just make you more visible, which means that it increases the risk that you will be spotted by the zombies. So I will toss this one in over here, I think, and we'll put one out here. Whoa! Now that's interesting, because the teaser probably gave you an indication. Now I thought that occurred because the roof was weakened and it had been broken down here. Apparently not. Apparently that roof section is just poorly supported. So it's good to know that that would have happened anyway. But all the same, it's also, yeah, a little bit sucky. Alright, and unfortunately I've not been paying attention, and now they can see me. Now you'll notice that this lip here was attached, and because it was not actually supported, it's fallen all the way around, which means that I am now in fact a lot more visible up here than I used to be. So I'm going to have to be careful. There is a deer on the roof over there. I'm sorry, we have to do something about this. Got him. Oh, and she got up here somehow. And she's now trapped inside the... Can I shoot through there? No. Okay, that's interesting. Can I hit her through there? I'm not sure how she managed that. I can't actually hit her. I have to break the planks. Well, what happens if I do that? She jumps up and comes and attacks me straight away. Okay, that's a little freaky, that. All for a glass pane. Alright, now we're probably running overtime at the moment. I've got a bunch of zombies downstairs beating on this place. So I think I'm going to have to call the episode here. And you'll have to join me next time to see how things pan out. At least I'm undetected at the moment, so hopefully they're not going to do too much damage. But thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, take care of each other, everybody, and ciao for now.